Max and I with Ord as Barney thought even though that makes the flying. But Max is sat with Hoppy with Ord, and then they had a light together. And then they saw Max with Thornthorn, even though that makes funny about it, and then they had a cave together. And then saw Max and I, it was a big idea. Sometimes really funny about to do them. And then the song Hoppy was his name-o. Then they had a song together. And then they had the song with Max sings the song. And then Hoppy was his name-o. Sometimes really about the Hoppy. The frog was so much fun. Then Max, then come back. Sometimes the bird was so much fun about the craziest. And then Max and I thought even though that really scary. Then the flashlight are so much fun together. And then the stars were so much fun. The twinkling light and so much fun. Boy, that was really wonderful. Ord was his name-o, and so there's something, and Ord was his name-o. Today, Cassie is Baby Bob, Zach and Lisa's BJ, and Ord is Barney. Then Kessel thought, Max and I thought even though that makes funny about it too. Then the practice for the team. And then there's something really fantastic. Then we had a dirty something about it. And then this BJ was Zach and Weezy. And the guys are so much fun with the bandage. Then Ord thought something about even though that makes a little bit. And then BJ was so much fun about the man. Coach me and something Max, and then something really funny about it together. I thought the coach was so much fun to being together. And then they had a practice was so much fun together. Then they fly in an airplane. And then BJ was so much fun. Then the racing are so much fun together. And then they had the coach. The coach was so much fun. And then race, 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 and all the way. Racing is so much fun when you do them with the people you love. BJ is Zach and Weezy with Max and I and Cassie is Baby Bob and Ord is Barney. Then they had a beautiful with the cake. The cake was so much fun, but Max is worried. And sometimes the cake was so much fun together. And BJ was so much fun to be careful. Then the cake was so much fun to be happy. And then the cake was so much fun to cake him. And the food was so much fun to be happy. Then I thought we're funny about the really funny about together. But Max thought even though that makes funny. I thought was even though that makes a little bit with BJ. Zach Weezy thought even though that makes a little bit, and sometimes really funny. And then they sang, I've been working on the railroad, something's in the kitchen with Weezy as BJ. Then the cake was so much fun. And then they thought even though they're funny together. Then sometimes Max and I thought even though that makes funny. The cake was so much fun with Kessel when you share them with the people you love. Today, Max and I with Ord is Barney into the song Jingle Bells, also known as Jingle Flowers, with BJ. Then Baby Bob as Cassie thought the flowers are so much fun to sing some caroling. Sometimes really funny about the racing, and outer skating, and outer skating, and eider skating, and eider skating. And roller skates was so much fun to be careful. The skates were so much fun with me. And then sometimes Max thought even though it makes a little bit. Then the flowers are so much fun to be careful. But I thought even though that Max and I thought even though that makes the song to the Jingle Flower Bells. Sometimes Baby Bop was even though that makes a little bit. Then the racing was so much fun. Then they saw with BJ there's something to be careful. And then Max thought even though that makes the song. Then the flying was so much fun. And they all fell down. The song is so much fun. Jingle flowers are so much fun. With the water they love. The racing is so much fun with BJ. And Zach and Wheezy thought even though that makes a little bit. And I said, did not. Sometimes really funny about really funny together. Max thought even though that racing funny about it. Go Pirates! Sometimes Ketzel thought even though that makes the funny about it. And then they had the Barney was talking to the ball. Everyone loves to play with the ball. Sometimes Ord was crying. And Max was crying. And I was crying. Emmy was crying. That's me. And then they had the ball was even though the race. Then and Baby Bop Miss Cassie thought even though that makes the racing. Sometimes Ketzel thought even though that makes it real sad. And then they had the ball racing. And then the kickball was so much fun. Then the racing is so much fun together. Then the BJ was so much fun. And then they say, go Pirates! Go Dragons! Max and I thought Ord it was a big ice cream soccer cone. Sometimes BJ and Zach and Weezy thought even though they makes a little bit. And then they had something really fantastic too. Then they had the Dragon Frog, the musical for the song that even though it makes something about Ord is Barney. And sometimes Max and I thought even though it makes funny of it. Then Hen Weezy thought even though it makes the fun of it. Then they had BJ something together. And then they had Max and I thought even though funny about it too. And then sometimes the forest. Then the forest was so much fun to be careful. Then they had a rooster cow. And the cow rooster was so much fun. The dragon rooster cow was so much fun. Then Max thought even though they're funny about it. And then they had them racing together. You know, sometimes really funny about it together. And then they had fancy together. Porn is so much fun when you do them with the people you love. Today, Cassie thought it's Baby Bop even though it makes funny about it. I pretend to be a flower with Max, sometimes with Ordis Barney, and Ketzel thought it was a hobby. But Ketzel thought with Baby Bop as Cassie thought even though it makes fun of it. And then Ord thought with Max and I thought even though it makes a little bit. And sometimes really funny about it together. And then the Hobby Frog was so much fun. Then they saw the flying together was so much fun to be careful. But remember, Ord thought even though it makes funny about it a little bit. And then Max thought even though it makes fun of it. But Cassie thought even though it makes fun of it. And then saw the with Ord. But remember, the song The Wheels on the Bus and the parade was so much fun. Then the bus was so much fun. And you gotta be careful about it. But remember, no matter frogs are really funny of it, no matter what funny about it, Max and I felt very special to the people who love you too.